Welcome to Daily Conversation. This is Mr. K.
Eric.
Yeah, today is the 3rd of January 2022, and the time now is 6:17 a.m. Well, today is a video review, and our topic is healing illness with the subconscious mind. Right, so before we get started, please click the like button and subscribe to our YouTube channel. All right, so here we go. Yeah, so from the video, and then we saw the speaker actually talk about hypnosis. Yeah, the use of hypnosis in many aspects. For example, trauma, and then some maybe muscle pain, those chronic pain, and also maybe PTSD, and then also maybe stress. Yeah, and uh, she also showed us that how our mind and body connected, and then yeah, our mind can actually affect our body physically. Yeah, and I like the part that she carried out. She mentioned the nervous system, and then how it relate to our immune system as well as our endocrine system at the same time. Yeah, and then yeah, for here she explained that let's say we receive some outside factor, for example, stress, and then the stress firstly it will shock our mind, and as a result, our nervous system will send the signals to the endocrine system. Yeah, and at that time, endocrine system will kind of like brings up our adrenaline and cortisol levels to deal with the stress. Yeah, to help our body to deal with the stress. Yeah, this is kind of like natural, but the problem is by the time that we increase the level of adrenaline and cortisol, it actually also sacrifice our immune system. Yeah, especially when the stress is something like a longer term one. Yeah, we have to deal with the stress, let's say, for a long time, for a few months, years. Then maybe this will cause uh, the harm for our body. Yep, and then um, yeah, and the treatment using hypnosis is something like um, uh, start with our memory. Yeah, because the stress is, let's say, the stress is a stronger, is a longer one, and then they try to help us to find out the origin of the stress, and then how is it started, when it is started, and then try to also intervene with uh, what happened in our memory and also in the past. So yeah, this is kind of quite special to me because previously I think something happened in the past cannot be changed anymore. Yeah, but for here, because some of the stress is caused by is actually accumulated. So the memory does matter. So the things happen in the past can also affect us um, currently. Yeah, so hypnosis is actually something like um, to help us uh, to recall something happened in the past, and then to go back to the scene maybe, and then let's say that is a particular moment, yeah, which is the origin of the stress. It helps you to go back to that particular moment from your memory, yeah, and then at that time in the therapy, they try to tell you something. They try to give you some suggestion try to add in something into your memory. And actually, according to Wikipedia, hypnosis is actually, I mean, the hypnosis therapy is actually a process to form the false memory to the patient. Yeah, so it seems like in your memory, actually, there is no such things, but they purposely uh, try to add in something to your memory so that after the therapy, you will feel like that things isn't the same anymore. So maybe previously you feel, let's say you feel really scared, uh, and then these things stay in your memory. And during the therapy, they go back to this particular moment and then try to say something to you, give you some suggestion, and then maybe in your memory you can deal with the feeling. You no longer feel so scared because they try to change something in your memory. Yeah. So after the therapy, you won't your memory is actually a little bit different. It's not the previous one. Yeah. So yeah, this is my understanding of how they use hypnosis. Yeah, and then yeah, this is something like after the hypnosis therapy, and uh, our endocrine system uh, will not have to keep the adrenaline and cortisol level so high. So it actually relax the nervous system, and our nervous system can function well, which means that our immune system, yeah, can function properly again. The nervous system as a whole isn't overburdened anymore. Yep. So yeah, this is for the part of the video, and before end, I would like to um, also talk about something about stress. Yeah, for stress, yeah, I think uh, we have got, I think we have got few ways to deal with it in our uh, real life. Yeah, in our real life, maybe we won't seek for the hypnosis, yeah, for a normal condition. Yeah. So I think the ways to deal with it is firstly uh, uh, to increase your stress management ability. Yeah, for this one, it could be something like um, uh, meditation, yeah, to change the structure of your brain, and then so that whenever you receive the stress uh, outside, and then it won't affect you so much. Yeah, and the other way is to change your lifestyle. Yeah, for this one, it is more broad. It can be like, for example, a particular thing give you the stress which you couldn't deal with. So the most direct way is to um, try to change it. Yeah, let's say it is a job. Maybe you can change the job. Yeah, this is a direct way. But in some situation which we maybe couldn't change anything. For example, let's say life is difficult and you have encountered uh, you have to face financial burden. Yeah, in that case, yeah, maybe it's more difficult. And but also you can in your lifestyle you can also change a little bit, which is like maybe you try to form the habit of doing exercise, or give yourself some entertainment. Yeah, whatever, just try to change your lifestyle. Yeah, and also I want to mention is that stress is something that can affect our body, not only mentally, because mentally can also in turn affect our body, yeah, affect us physically. So it cannot be something uh, we we neglected, yeah, we oversee. We cannot ignore them. So because it won't like when it is past, then it will be okay. No, the things, the stress form, and then it actually um uh most of the time, not most of sometimes, yeah, the stress will hold for maybe a longer period, and then we have to do something to deal with it. Otherwise, it will be too late, and in that situation, maybe you will need uh, something like the hypnosis to go back and fix it. Yep. So yeah, I think these are my sharing for the video review today.
When you talk about the stress, and yeah, I think it's also a good time to um, have like group all my understanding about stress uh,
Mm,
uh, in a conversation. So yeah, maybe in this conversation. And so far, um, yeah, we learned a lot of things about the stress. And about the stress, it not it's not only affect you mentally, it also affect you biologically, physically. And when your stress increase, you kind of the the adre the adrenals will also increase, and also your cortisons will also increase. And this is not a bad thing, because when both these two things increase, it actually allow you to react more promptly. For example, you
mm,
face some dangerous things, dangerous events, and then you can run away, you can react, and then you can think faster, you can act faster. So it's not a
mm,
bad thing. But the bad thing is you maintain the high level of these, especially the cortisons, for very very long times. Yeah. You see, our human body actually didn't change much. Yeah, for these
mm,
maybe 100 years. Sorry, not 100 years. I mean 100,000 years or a billion years. Our
mm,
human body, our gene didn't change much. So we kind of like we have an uh ancient body, yeah,
mm,
ancient system. We have a kind of like alien and the modern world to
mm.
to uh we have to think like the aliens, because of so much information nowadays in the modern world.
Yeah.
So we are using an ancient body. We are using a very very old versions of body to deal with the so high technological world, modern world.
Mm,
So um, some of our body, uh, not some, but I mean so many of our body mechanism is actually allow us to survive. Yeah, it try to keep the survival. It didn't
mm,
expect we need to work for so many hours per day. We need to work for money. We need to do so much thing that we actually don't want to do. We would like keep uh putting the stress on ourselves for goal. Yeah, our genes still couldn't adapt to it. So that this is something that our gene haven't updated. And even though if you gene update this code, this source code, it also may not be the good things, because in future maybe we have a war, maybe we have experienced some very very bad things.
mm.
You need the original source code. You need to original
Yeah.
the 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 code of the behavior again. Yeah. So the chemical and the biological, nothing wrong. Yeah, nothing wrong. What wrong is our attitude and our maybe you can say the way we the way we live our life. Yeah,
Mm,
yeah, and and also the gene is something that you couldn't control. What you can control is control your life. Yeah, so this is about the stress. And if you maintain a very high level of this, it can hurt. hurt your body, and it can I'm not sure, maybe it can increase the inflammations, and also like um because maybe your heart is pumping more blood,
mm,
and your body accumulate more heat, and it start to oxidize, or maybe increase the oxidize of your muscle, oxidize the cell in your body. So it also it's not a good things.
mm,
Yeah. And also, when you're fat, yeah, it may also oxidize your fat, and then make it stick to your blood vessel wall. So you got the cardiovascular disease or
mm.
cardiovascular issue. Maybe you develop the, what is it called, the sclerosis.
Growth.
Yeah.
Oh,
Or the, yeah, those sclerosis. So yeah, and yeah, all of these things is not a good thing. And there is a strong correlations between the stress level and your uh, there's a full terms here about the
mm.
sclerosis. I forget. I actually forget. This is something like the uh, uh, this is, in Chinese is called the 动脉硬化. In
Oh,
English, this is a long vocab. The second,
atherosclerosis.
yeah, 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 yeah. Can you pronounce again? Atherosclerosis, is it?
Atherosclerosis.
Yeah, yeah, is that
Mm,
one? Yeah, this is the term I want to say. Atherosclerosis. Yeah, there's a strong relations between the atherosclerosis and also your stress level. Yeah, so we also learned about something that's uh the stress level, and also the control over your life, and also the social participation rate, the social participation level of yours can affect your health. Yeah,
mm.
so it could be because of the stress, it could be because of many things. Yeah, but
Yep.
but but the chronic stress is kind of like uh the big factor here. Yeah.
Mm,
So mm, and but it comes to another point, which is we also learned about one thing, which is make the stress be your friends. And this is about the tech talk. And so it's the whole stress talk could be like the paradox of the stress. If you're
mm,
concerned about the stress, if you worry about the stress hurt your health, and affect your mental health, hurt your body, create some inflammations, uh, and also like create some cardiovascular problem, and
mm,
it will increase the probability to develop those kind of disease. Yeah.
mm,
So as more you're concerned, as more you're worried about that, it actually worsens. It actually worsens the problem. Yeah, it actually the problem get worse. Yeah, but
mm,
if you not worry about that, you not concerned about that, or you change your perspective, think, oh, this is a stress, and this stress is kind of like increase my uh, adrenal level and increase my cortisol level, so it allow us to react quicker, react promptly. Yeah,
mm,
so it will not hurt your body. Yeah, but I think that you could just like one conversation in the past, I mentioned
mm,
that if this is a chronic stress, if this is a serious chronic stress, you couldn't persuade yourself to treat the stress as a motivation, as a good thing in your life all the time. I mean all the time. It's
mm,
very, very difficult. For example, you face a very, very serious financial uh, trouble.
mm.
How can you persuade yourself it will be okay in the future?
Yeah.
You can persuade yourself it will be okay, but can you do that all the times? When everything you see the bill comes to you, when everything you see your credit card bill um, show that the balance actually, I mean the negative balance actually increase, even though
Mm,
you keep paying the minimum installments, but the credit card bill, the balance, the negative balance still increase.
mm.
So that means your debt actually increase. Yeah,
Yeah.
your bill, your children's, your child education fee, yeah, your car maintenance. 3 months later, uh, your car like a a breakdown on the route, and you need to
Mm,
repair. Otherwise, you couldn't travel to your company. You couldn't work. You lose your income.
yeah.
So that's why you also need to fix it. You need to pay the money. Can you repair by yourself? No, you couldn't. You need to rely on the the car the workshop, and you need to pay them the money.
Mm,
Whenever there's an accident, no matter uh no matter it is a car accident or no matter it is any kind of accident, injury,
mm,
yeah, you fall down, you get injured, you hurt your arm, you hurt your leg, medical bill comes to you.
mm. Yeah. Couldn't go to work.
Mm, yeah. So yeah, all of these things is will, will actually make it's actually the key factors of the chronic stress. If you couldn't solve the root cause, how can you how can you solve the stress?
Mm,
So how can you persuade yourself? Let the stress be your friend. And also, I mentioned it before, the stress in the high income level groups is very, very different to the stress in the low income level group of people. The stress is
yeah.
totally different. For high income level, they take risks. Okay, they need to make decisions. Is they stress and they need to work very hard. They need to maybe they also need to work very long hours. Okay, but they can change their job anytime. They can downsize their lifestyle. They have so many things to do
Mm,
to keep their survival, even though they have to downgrade their lifestyle.
mm,
They can find a lower incomes, a job. They can earn lesser, spend lesser, yeah, live easier. They have so many
mm,
choice. They have so many alternatives, and all of the alternatives can keep their survival, can keep them survive. But for low income group, they don't have much alternative. Yeah, and the
yeah.
alternative, what is the alternative means? The alternative actually means the opportunity cost. So that means the next choice, the next alternative, sure is a sure is the worst. I mean uh the choice not better than your current not better than your current choice. Otherwise, you
Mm,
just go for the better choice, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So you balance everything. Maybe you balance your family, you balance your relationship, you balance your income, your financial, and then you choose a job. So to you, this is best for you at this current moment. Yeah. If you find a
Mm,
best, if you find a better one, you can go for it. Yeah, of course, there's some switching costs. Yeah, the switching cost is also a part of it, the opportunity
mm,
cost. Yeah, because there's uncertainty. If there's no uncertainty, you will just go for it.
mm,
Yeah, yeah. So for the high income level group, people, they have many alternatives. Of course, when they choose the next alternative, their lifestyle, their living standard may decrease, but it is still very high compared to a low income group of people.
Mm.
But for low income group of people, they couldn't really go for next alternative. They can barely keep their survival at this current moment. If they go to the next alternative, they couldn't survive.
Mm.
So this is the difference. Yeah. So the chronic stress is not is not the same for these arcs or these parties. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. So this is the whole stress understanding of mind. Yeah. And talk about this video, this tech talk. I believe I I totally believe the hypnosis has a use. Yeah, I believe because of why we learn about the placebo, we learn about the nocebo, we know
Mm.
we know the power of the mind. Yeah, even though you try to imagine, maybe the hypnosis couldn't couldn't give you couldn't like couldn't like give you the placebo effect, but it may remove the nocebo effect. Yeah,
Mm.
so uh it has its use. Of course, it has its use, and because of placebo nocebo effect, and
Mm.
also I remember I share you one of the story that I learned from a YouTuber. The YouTuber actually has a problem at their lower back, and actually the lower back the lower back actually did recover a few years ago, but every time uh when his stress level increased, he need to write a new book. He need to he need to uh, he need to prepare for a very big event, big seminar. So
Mm.
the stress level increase, and then maybe he need to sit down. He need to sit down and do the thinking and type the computer and uh, prepare the speech. Yeah. So every time when he need to sit down for a very long time, yeah, he'll feel the lower back pain come back again. Yeah. And especially and yeah and and the pain is the the seriousness of the pain to him is greater and greater.
Mm.
Yeah. And every time he need to go to see the TCM yeah the traditional Chinese medicine doctor to kind of like or maybe like the physicians to cure his lower back pain. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, but he read the book which talk about how our mind can change the body. So the technique is if you uh in the past you actually did injure your body, and then your mind will uh keep the signal, will keep the memory. So you shouldn't hurt the body part again.
Mm.
Yeah. So every time you are using the part of the body for a longer time, your brain will give you a signal. Okay, it is time to rest. It is time to not overuse this part of the body
Mm.
because you are going to hurt it again, something like
Mm.
that. But actually, it did recover. Yeah. So yeah, this is how our brain treat us. And
Mm.
so one day uh he wake up he wake up in another cities. Yeah. He travel and in the hotel and he wake up and he feel that wow the pain is very serious. Yeah.
Mm.
And then what he did is actually he did some exercise, a very mild exercise to
Mm.
try to just to try to move his body, just move his body. And then after 10 to 20 minutes and he start to feel better.
Mm.
Yeah. And then after that he go to walk, he go for walk like 30 minutes. And then after that, he feel that it's like recover like 80 to 90% already. And after that experience, he he say he never feel uh that much pain, yeah, in future, uh after that event. Yeah, so I'm not sure. Maybe he still has a pains, okay, but he know how to cure it. He know how to like get back the control over the brain.
Yeah.
Yeah, use your conscious mind to kind of like take back the control from your from your from your subconscious mind. Yeah,
Mm.
and or maybe because it actually trigger that, it actually already you give back the signal to your body to give the signal back to your brain that okay, now it's okay. Yeah, so this back pain is not a physical back pain, it's a mental back pain. So
Mm.
as long as you realize this, as long as you realize this, your brain can never cheat you again. Yeah, and
Mm.
there are many stories about that, which is regarding the power of the mind. And
Mm.
yeah, in the past, all the people, including a scientist, including the athletes, they think that they think that the human limit of the running is kind of like
Yeah.
I'm not sure it's like 1 mile or maybe 1 mile. I forget the distance.
Mm.
In within 4 minutes, and uh you can search this thing, and it's very very popular. Maybe you also heard it before. Nobody think that humans can run less can can run maybe a mile within 4 minutes, something like that.
Mm.
Yeah, but once there's a person, there's a person. Yeah, he also worked very very hard. He also worked for 10 or 20 years in order to
Mm.
cross it. Yeah, but he believed this is not the human limit. We can cross it. And then he worked hard. He keep working. Keep working on that. Keep training hard. And after 10 or 20 years, he crossed it. Yeah, he crossed the limit, the human limit that everyone in the world, including a scientist, including an athlete, think that this is a human limit. But he crossed it. And the next month or the next 2 or 3 months, another few people cross it. I think
Mm.
it's maybe it's Australia. I forget the country. I also forget the number of the people cross it. And then within a year, this is like more than hundreds of the athletes cross that limit. Yeah,
Mm.
how can be like that? If
Yeah.
yeah, so this is a power of mind. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So, uh, so I totally believe this hypnosis is has its use, and also we also learn something which is the fake it till you make it. Yeah, it
Mm.
also is related to that similar
Yeah.
logic, and also we learn about the NLP. In the NLP, the people who use NLP to influence your thoughts and your behavior through some psychological technique. Yeah, anchoring or something like the something like the stress their voice, stress the sentence, uh, change their tones, all of these things, use their body language to influence you, use some storytelling technique to influence you, use some analogy to influence you. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. And it also influence you. Hypnosis is also influence you.
Mm.
I don't see any difference between them. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And uh yeah, but yeah, there's a but here. But this industry, this industry uh is is very difficult, very difficult to falsify, so proved by the scientists for its effectiveness. And also, it is a huge profit generating industry.
Mm.
We have many fake doctor, many fake uh, medicians, fake physicians, fake nutritionists use some fake methods. Some of them using like the quantum medication, some of them using some massage, using some something, and also some of them using the hypnosis, yeah,
Mm.
and yeah, try to get your body better. Do they believe that? Maybe some believe that. Some believe its usefulness. Some actually don't believe. Some just want to trick you. Some just want to make money. But
Mm.
some of them really actually believe the usefulness.
Mm.
Just like you see a lot of people in the multi-layer or the multi-level marketing company MLM, and yeah, the screen is a pyramid screen, yeah, and you see no point this kind of system uh, can be sustained. There's no sustainability
Mm.
there, except keep attracting new people and new people comes in. The product is not good. The product is very expensive. But there are some people actually believe the usefulness. Also, there are some people actually they use the product and did and also did cure his problem using the
Mm.
product. How can I explain that? Yeah. So it is survival the survival bias.
Mm.
Some there are some success story, but there are a lot of failure story. You can see the success story, you couldn't see the failure story.
Mm.
You can try and then to 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 test it and to see whether it's good for you. Is it's good for you? Yeah, you can keep going. You can keep doing it. And but if it's not good for you, you didn't see any effectiveness, you won't do it again. You won't buy the very expensive product again.
Mm.
Yeah. So I would say even though even though for for the surgery, even though for the kind of like really the scientific uh proven methods for treatments to cure your disease, it also has a probability of success.
Mm.
Yeah. And doctor will tell you, oh, the success rate of this surgery is 95%. They didn't tell you 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even though you uh yeah, even for even for the even for the scientific proven method, it also has a success rate. And if you talk about like the hypnosis and also like the quantum medications of this thing, the massage, like the maybe I mean some traditional Chinese medicines, also
Mm.
some the side methods. Yeah, and you talk of, and when you think about the probability of the success uh, of them, it will be much lower. This is something that we need to know.
Mm.
Yeah, so you can make a better decisions whether you want to try or not. Yeah, compared to the like uh the Western scientific proven methods. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is everything I want to mention in this topic.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. And also, just now you talk about the example of the race, right? Yeah, that was a very good example. And I also have one, but it's not that obvious. Maybe they have got some other factors, which is in basketball. This recent year, I talk about the highest one, the NBA, and then these recent years they started uh, to train how to shoot the 3 points, and then previously, yeah, you can say like maybe 15 years ago, um, for 3 points, it's seldom made by the center, yeah, or the power forward. Center and power forward are those uh, who go inside, to who go more inside rather than outside. So they try to get the rebound, they do the defense job inside, but they seldom uh, take the job of shooting 3 points. But nowadays, you can see that almost every center and power forward, or I would say, uh, uh, every position, yeah, from the point guards to the center, uh, all the five positions, I would say more than 80% of them are able to shoot 3 points
Yeah.
nowadays.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah, but previously it seems like it is impossible for the center to shoot the 3 points. They can't even shoot the from the free throw lines well, right?
Mm.
罚球线. Yeah, they can't even manage that, the free throw lines. But nowadays, after maybe one of them do that, and then the other follow, and everybody found that it is possible. Then everybody train, practice how to shoot the 3 points. Yeah, and end up in today, everyone can shoot the 3 points.
Yeah.
But that take longer time than your example. So I think also have some other factors. For example, the way they train, the training methods, something like that. Of course, they will have some power of the mind, which they think this is not a limit, it is possible. Then all of these factors uh, comes together.
Mm. Yeah. And about the four, yeah, this is a about the example I make just now. Yeah, I checked the actually Google. This is if you try to search 4 minute mile, you can find it. And
Oh,
the first people who break the record to break the human limits,
mm,
uh, or I should say the perceived human limit, is Roger Bannister. He's a very famous guy. Yeah, Roger Bannister. And if
understood.
you try to search 4 minute mile, you can find it. Yeah. And uh, I see this from the Wikipedia, and yeah, it say that it's the 4 minute barriers has since been broken by over 1,400 athletes. And
Oh,
where is the years? Oh, the years that has been deleted. Okay, but because I don't know when when the person write this sentence in this Wikipedia. So maybe few years ago, some the person write this sentence here, but for now still have more athletes break the record.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mm. Yeah. So yeah, this is a very inspirations story. Yeah.
Mm.
So yeah, people should know about should learn about these 40 mile things. Mm.
Mm.
Okay. Anything else to add in?
Yeah, one more. The side method which you mentioned, I think is few days ago, which is chanting. Yeah, it's also kind of like the power of mind, right?
Yeah. Mm.
Yep, and it's really easy. I also have tried a few days until today.
Mm.
Yeah, I choose a
Yeah.
very short one.
Yeah. Is uh any event happens? Maybe the small event or big events that you could remember.
Um, I think not yet, but I think that has got a lot of placebo effect, which I feel like yeah, I feel better. Uh I feel more conscious at the moment, something like that. And
Mm.
also
Yeah.
I feel like maybe there are more peaceful peace in my mind. Yeah, this is my feeling.
Mm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So anything want to add in?
No.
Okay. So that's all for today's conversations. How do you feel? Did you enjoy the conversations? Please tell us what you think of our conversation. And we are not native speakers. If you found any vocabulary mistake that we made, please also comment to let us know. Because we want to learn more and improve ourselves. Remember to like and subscribe to us. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.